Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Akiba Rubinstein and Jacques Davidson. This game was played in Hague in 1921. Rubinstein had white pieces and he started with e4. Davidson played c6, d4, d5, the Caro-Kann defense. E takes on d5, the exchange variation. C takes on d5, c3, knight to c6, bishop to f4, knight to f6, bishop to d3, queen to b6, attacking the pawn on b2. How to defend the pawn? And this is not a trick question. Rubinstein played queen to b3. This move was played for the first time in 1908 by a player called Milan Vidmar, and this remains the most popular move even in the 21st century. White to move. Queen takes on b3. Nowadays we know this capture benefits white. A takes on b3 and the white rook is now on the semi-open file. e6, h3, making a little house for the bishop on f4. Bishop to e7, knight to d2 castling, b4, threatening b5 in some variations, b6, knight on g to f3, bishop to d7, bishop to a6, bishop to c8, and Rubinstein castled king's side. Bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop. The pressure will be on the a pawn, and Davidson regretted playing queen takes on b3. The game continued. Rook from f to c8, rook from f to a1, intending to attack the knight on c6 and to capture the pawn on a7. Very simple plan. King to f8, knight to b3, bishop to d8, knight to e5, knight to h5, bishop to h2, knight takes on e5. Let's take it back. If knight to f6, knight takes on c6, rook takes on c6, rook takes on a7. Back to our game. Knight takes on e5, bishop takes on e5, bishop to c7, g3, controlling f4 square, bishop takes on e5, d takes on e5, f6, let's take it back. If rook to c7, defending the pawn this way doesn't work because of rook takes on b6, and after a takes on b6, rook takes rook check, king to e7, rook to b8. Back to our game. f6, pawn takes pawn on f6, knight takes on f6, rook takes pawn on a7, rook takes rook, rook takes on a7. This is not just winning a pawn. This is the invasion on the 7th rank, which is very unpleasant. e5, let's take it back. If rook to b8, then one line goes like this. Knight to d4, and after e5, knight to e6 check. King to e8, knight takes on g7 check, with more torture to follow. Back to our game. So we have e5, preventing knight to d4. Rook to b7, rook to c6, f4, black to move, d4 was played. If pawn takes pawn on f4, knight to d4 attacking the rook, and then pawn takes pawn on f4. Back to our game. d4, f takes on e5, d takes on c3, b takes on c3, rook takes on c3, forking the knight and the pawn on g3. Knight to d4, rook takes on g3 check, king to h2, knight to h5. Is Davidson back in the game? Well, just when he thought he was, Rubinstein played rook to b8 check, and after king to f7, white played a move when black resigned, and the move is e6 check. Davidson resigned. If king to f6, then e7, and after rook to e3, the pawn is pushed and promoted to queen, winning the black rook. And what else? Let's go back. If king goes to e7, then knight to f5 check, winning the rook. That was a very nicely played game by Akiba Rubinstein. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.